Well, hello, hello. Welcome to the All In podcast with Nate Peo. Of course, I am your host, Nate Peo. My guest today is Eric Silverman. He's with, Rockstar Rockins is the name of his podcast. It's his little tagline there. So you gave me a little bit of interesting information. You got a lot of random stuff in your bio, your insurance, you're a speaker, you're a podcaster. Like, why don't we just start off with a little intro from you, Eric, of who you are?
Sure, man. Nice to be on the show. Thanks for having me. So who am I? Wow, loaded question, brother. I'm an insurance nerd by trade, an employee benefits expert, focusing on employers and helping them increase benefits and lowering their benefit cost at the same time. Increase benefits to their employees, helps them attract and retain good quality talent while lowering their bottom line or increasing their bottom line, lowering the cost. But that's boring. I've been doing that 21 years. It pays the bills. I love what I do. I help people every day. But it's my side hustles that I enjoy as well. So huge baseball Baltimore Orioles fan. The season's starting literally this week. I'm so fired up. Baseball's back. It's hard to be an O's fan. They were just predicted to be 0.0% chance of going to the postseason, which I would tell you is literally impossible, in my opinion, to be 0.0% chance. But that's another topic. And then I have the Rockstars Rockin' podcast, which I'm having a lot of fun with. I started last year. And that is just rock stars, total amazing people in various industries, walks of life worldwide, who are just crushing their business and life goals. And they're bite-sized pieces of information that, and I just have a conversation, no different than what we're doing here, only I'm not blessed to have LinkedIn Live, so I can't do it live.
You got to get yourself LinkedIn Live so you can do it. But how are you making the Baltimore Orioles your side hustle? I'm curious about that.
Oh, it's just my passion. It's not a side hustle. No money there, man. In fact, I spend too much money when I buy the season tickets and all the fancy hats. I'm a sucker for the new Orioles gear. Every year it comes out with the new hat, I have to buy it. So that's not a side hustle. That's just a side fun thing that I do with my family. My kids love going to the games. My wife loves it, or she says she loves it. And we enjoy ourselves.
You know what's interesting is when I was a kid, I grew up in Nebraska, and we used to go to Worlds of Fun in Kansas City. And that was like the big family vacation. And we'd go there, and they'd sell the plastic. I remember these plastic batting helmets, and they'd have all the major league teams. And I got the Baltimore Orioles because I liked the bird, like the cartoony looking bird from the 80s. Like that was there he is. Yeah. And so I don't know, I guess I had an affinity for the Orioles just because of that for a while. And I don't know, maybe that
Well,
brings
what's
out.
the baseball team for Nebraska? Somebody living in Nebraska, who do they root for typically?
Oh, you probably go for the Royals. Yeah, the Kansas City Royals would probably be your team. A lot of people went for St. Louis, Chicago Cubs. Well, actually, back that up. There's two shows that you could see. You could watch the Atlanta Braves on TBS or the Cubs on WGN. And so we watched the Cubs. So I guess I was a Cubs fan as well. I like the Cubs. I like the Orioles. I like baseball in general. I don't know. It was always fascinating, and going to spring training was cool. And go to see like that's my favorite way to go visit baseball is the spring training, the intimate, the games are kind of cool. So that was it. But I wanted to circle this back around to you are in a business. We connected on LinkedIn. We're obviously both on there to grow our brand, get business, get leads, but you're not doing it the way everybody else is doing it. You're not talking about insurance. You're not talking about your business. You're putting out content that really has zero to do with your business, but it's working.
Same chances my birds have to make the playoffs.
But most people would say, hey, look, that's absurd. Why would you like nobody's gonna know what you do? Why would you do marketing for yourself that has nothing to do with who you are? So I would like to get your take on, hey, when did you realize that doing it the way everybody else is doing it wasn't going to work for you, and you went out and created your own path?
Yeah, so there's a lot of great ideas happen by accident, you might agree. And my creative marketing genius, that's sarcasm, totally happened by accident. And what I mean by that is back when I discovered LinkedIn in 2014, I would say roughly 2013, 14, maybe I think 2014. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know anything about it. And I was working, I've always been an entrepreneur, but I was working in a specific franchise type model with an insurance carrier that is very famous, big brand name. And I was only associated with that brand. So when I left that company, again, independent, but selling their product, when I left that company to be truly independent, my name around the country was all associated to that one brand. And I think, Nate, that happens to a lot of salespeople. If you're with a company selling their specific product solutions for years and years and years, you don't have a name in the industry. You are that brand. So if you leave, you've relied on that brand to get you wherever you've gotten over the years. And I'm not complaining about it. It's just a fact. So what I had to do was immediately create a personal brand. I didn't have a strategy. I didn't know how to do it. And I've shared this with a lot of people, and I love talking about it because it's personal and meaningful to me. I walked down for breakfast one morning. My daughter was eating breakfast, and we started to eat, and she's like 6 or so, roughly. And on the news in the background on the TV, nobody's paying attention, but the newscaster said, "All right, make sure you go get your cupcakes today. Welcome. Today's National Cupcake Day." And I didn't even hear it. I don't really remember hearing it. And my daughter, she's 6, she says, "Oh, National Cupcake Day. Dad, can I get a cupcake?" And I said, huh, what? And we actually, modern technology, I hit rewind on the live TV. You can do that. And I heard it again. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know what she was talking about. And I said, sure. I'll go get you a cupcake today. And I did. It was no big deal. And never thought about it again. It was fun. It was a nice little moment. Next morning, literally, I don't remember what day of the week it was, but I walked downstairs, get breakfast, and she's so excited. She goes, "Dad, what day is it?" And I said, "Thursday." Like, I could have been Tuesday. I don't know. But I'm like, I wasn't even being a smart ass to my daughter. I was like, I don't even understand the question. And she said, no. She's like, "Yesterday was National Cupcake Day. What can I eat today?" And I'm like, oh, and I started cracking up, and my wife's laughing. And I said, "I have no idea. Let's see if they say it on TV." And nothing. So I went to my fancy pocket computer vis-a-vis my smartphone, and I Googled it real quick to find out if there was such a thing as a day today, and found out, I don't know what it was, but found out that there's a national day, in fact, multiple national days for everything you could ever imagine. It's not just National Cupcake Day. That day could be 50 other national days or international days. So I showed her the list, and, she's learning to read at 6, and I'm scrolling on the phone, and I'm like, pick your favorite one. And she's like, oh, and whatever it was. So that next day, we kept doing it for a few weeks, but the next day I'm like, hey, this is cute. This is fun. So I posted it on LinkedIn, and I got ridiculous over the top engagement. People were like, holy crap, I didn't know that was such a thing, whatever it was. And then the next day I just did it again. And before I knew it, Nate, a year went by, and I never missed 365 days a year putting out whatever the damn national day was. And I had fun with it. And I got user engagement and comments. And to the point where, to get back to your question, here's where it worked. And it was total accident, right? Thank my daughter for it. Thank the newscaster. Because I started, after a couple of months, getting inbound direct messages to my LinkedIn message where people were like, hey, you're the National Day guy. That's better than being the insurance guy from my last career, by the way. So people would be like, hey, what's today's National Day? I missed it. Did you forget it? And one thing led to another. It led to a phone call where people would naturally be like, hey, how do you make money? Are you a marketing social media National Day guy? And I'll be like, it's funny you asked, Mr. CEO, Mr. Miss this. And it led to the conversation of employee benefits. And again, I'm a big believer in people do business with people they like, know, and trust. So it just it was a genuine, transparent way to just make myself a personal brand. And Nate, we've only been connected for a few months or whatever, but you might have seen, I still do that. Not every day, but I still do that National Day. And boy, does it get attention.
It does. And what I find too is people will engage on things that they don't have a horse in the race with, right? Like if you're posting about your business leads or what's going on, like most people, even if they see it, they're like, okay, that's nice, but I'm
Nobody
not going
cares.
to
Right.
engage on it because I don't care enough to engage on it. But if it's fun and it's humorous and it's like, oh, it's National Eat Donuts in Your Boxers Day, it's like, haha,
Right.
that's so funny. I'm taking the day off, right? Like that's an easy thing to comment. And then that commenting, that engagement pushes the reach out further and you start getting seen by more people. And I think a lot of people talk about, vanity metrics or does more eyes on your account matter, or should you only be focused on like reaching out, connecting with your ideal clients? And my opinion is, if you don't connect with more people, the chances of you being seen by more of your ideal clients gets reduced. And your ideal client, like I've been on the flip side, I did 15 years of purchasing. Like I was the guy you wanted to get in front of to tell and pitch your product. And I remember avoiding people. If they just talked about business, I avoided them because I was like, oh God, not that
Right.
anything like bad about them. It's just like, they're going to tell me about something I don't need, or I have to tell them no. I'd rather just avoid it. And then they might, talk about something like let's say if I was related to the Baltimore Orioles like you did, and they made a comment like, oh, you like the Orioles? I like the Orioles. Oh, well, that's cool. Like now I'm engaged in a conversation. And then all of a sudden it goes to this, to that. And we have a little bit more in common. You're like, hey, you know what? You're somebody I would go grab a coffee with. You're somebody I would hang out with other outside of work. I would go to a baseball game with you. We have kids the same age. They both play Little League. Like all of a sudden there's this commonality that starts with being relatable. And we're relatable when we're more authentically ourselves and kind of like let our hair down a little bit. You don't act that way with your friends. Like you act casual with them. So I just think
Right.
it's a better way of building strategic business relationships. But probably doesn't happen overnight, right? Where you can just go out and start creating your own fun personal brand, and you're getting phone calls. So we get scared to be our authentic self. So what do people ask you often? Like, hey, how can I do this myself?
Yeah, I do get that question where people are looking to differentiate and they're like, they don't want to be the boring copier sales guy. I'm just making that up. Like they don't want to be that brand. So I encourage them to figure out how to do it, but it's not it's just about consistency. The fact of the matter is if I show up on LinkedIn, or you do, or anybody listening shows up on LinkedIn as an example, or any social media, and they do it every day or even multiple times a day, and they do it every day for months, and it leads to years, they could be talking about the most boring, dry stuff. It's still going to generate business. I could just stop National Day and start talking about insurance every day. I will get business from it if I did it, but it's got to be consistent. It's got to have a message that's consistent. You can't miss a day. I even include weekends when I do it. That's my choice. But I don't want to do it that way. It's boring to me. Again, I'm the first to admit my life is fun, but my career helps people, but it's not a topical conversation people like to enjoy talking about. Increased
Mhm.
rates, insurance sucks. It doesn't cover you if you get hurt or sick and you need it. Good luck. I mean, who wants to talk about that? I do it all day for a living. It's more
Mhm.
fun to just engage. And I was not the first, but back in 2014, 15, when LinkedIn was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, it was taboo to put a picture of you and your kids up on LinkedIn. Like it's still a little taboo, but it's more and more natural now. I was one of the first, that I say that jokingly, to do it. And I don't have any cares in the world. I had people who would send me a message like, Eric, you should take that picture of you and your daughter off LinkedIn. That's not what it's for. Eric, you should take that picture of your steak dinner at Oriole Park at Camden Yards at the fancy. You should take that off LinkedIn. And I'd say, what? Why would I do that? Well, you're probably going to offend people. And, you need to keep that on Facebook, keep that on Instagram. And I'd say, I don't remember reading a contract on LinkedIn when I signed up for my free account or my paid account that says I can't do that. But thank you. Like if somebody doesn't want to follow me, they don't have to follow me. And what I found was the opposite. When I put stuff about the Baltimore Orioles, again, as an example, right? Branding, I have 29 other teams where people, and they're better than us, where that's engagement, by the way. When I get comments, then they're like, oh, suck. How can you be a fan? That's engagement. And it leads to other conversations.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said in rivalries. Like, if you got a college sports team that's against somebody else's, it's a great way to build a little bit of rapport and camaraderie with somebody. So you go like, hey, how can I have a conversation with this person I want to do business with? Make some jokes, make some digs at their
Exactly.
favorite team, and that'll open the door to a conversation. So the other thing you're doing that's fascinating to me that I think a lot of people aren't taking advantage of is podcasting. So I want to hear a little bit about Rockstar's Rocking. What is that show about? But like back up a few and go, what led you to doing a podcast and what value have you seen in doing it?
So, so I tried. I'm a personal guy. I get hired to speak all over the country, even virtually, but certainly before pandemic, and that has done me very well. And it's paid some nice bills, and that's great. That's not my career, but I enjoy doing it. I've always enjoyed speaking in front of thousands of people, hundreds of people. I'm not shy. Um, so I dabbled in and started dipping deep into doing one-on-one solo videos. Hold up my phone and do a video of me talking to an audience. And I was choosing to do insurance just to see what would happen. And I did that consistently, damn near every day, if not every day, for a year or so. And it was fine, but I was just not comfortable. I'm more of a conversationalist. I don't like talking to the camera. I'm not going to be a newscaster. That's not my goal. I can't read a script. It's not genuine. So after doing all that, I then said, oh, I still need to have this ugly mug on TV, i.e. LinkedIn. I still need to show my face and be personable and be in business. So you have to understand what you like and what you don't like. And I gave it an honest try. So what I said was, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pilot it with podcast wasn't even my mind. I want to pilot it with just meeting a guy like Nate and doing a Zoom video before Zoom was cool. This is pre-pandemic, and then taking a few minutes and posting it online and just see what happens. And it's a conversation about anything we want. And if I do that, now it's fun. Now I'm having a real conversation. I would even do some in person where we'd literally set up a tripod. It'd be two guys or me and a girl, and we would just have a conversation. That's what I loved. So that turned into, I should do a podcast. And that idea just stayed with me, but I never did anything about it because, like everybody on earth, we're all busy. We're all busy. We're all busy. So I did what a lot of people did in 2020, and I turned my downtime into podcast time with the quarantine. And that's how it started. And now it's I don't have many people on my YouTube channel. I haven't promoted it much. I got like 35 subscribers, but it's a video podcast. It's a podcast on Apple and Spotify and all the places you could imagine. We record it. They're roughly 15 to 25 minutes tops. And it's just a conversation with rock stars crushing their business and life goals, having a lot of fun and kicking ass and taking names. And people ask me all the time, well, I want to be a guest on your podcast. How can I be a guest? I'm selective about it because I just invite people that I want to meet or people that I already know or clients of mine or friends of mine or some pseudo celebrities I've had on, people that are pretty famous and well known for whatever they've done. But it's just organic. I'm not monetizing it. I have no sponsors. I have no, I really just do it for fun. In fact, it costs me money. It literally costs me hundreds of dollars every time I do an episode because I outsource it to a team that does all the post-production because I don't want to do that part. But to me, it's an investment in the long-term future. Who knows what I'm going to want to do with it in the future? And it's already, without even trying, it's already led to business in various ways. So I'm just enjoying it. They call it pod fade when you start a podcast and then you stop after 5 episodes. I'm going on to episode 31 next week, 31 straight weeks. So no pod fade happening right now.
I love the podcasting, and I've kind of switched mine up a little bit in the last few months. Once when I discovered like how to do it on LinkedIn Live, it kind of took a lot of the back end stuff out of it. And then I've also evolving to do more of like a panel discussion because I find that those conversations get a little bit more interesting and a lot of ideas get generated. But I was in the same scenario as you. So I started networking a bunch last year before the pandemic hit. And I was like, hey, you know what? If I'm going to network and connect with people, I want to throw a net out there, not just hopefully everybody finds me, but I want to go out and cast a bigger net. So I'll start podcasting. It felt super uncomfortable. And I was kicking around ideas of like, do like you said, do I just talk in front of a camera about some topic that I'm not that
And
interested
some podcasters do that. I have a
Yeah.
buddy that his podcast, every 5 episodes, he'll have a guest, but every other episode, it's him just pontificating. And boy,
Yeah.
I that's not me.
That was me because I was like, I'm gonna run out of things I care about talking about. Like I won't feel like it. Like I
Right.
don't feel like it on Tuesday. But once like you have like a meeting with a guest, you're like, I got this podcast. I really don't want to do it, but it's like,
Accountability.
do it. Then you have the conversation and it's amazing. So I was racking my brain about what my podcast would be like. And I was like, you know what I really enjoy is that when you go meet somebody for the first time, you're getting to know them. What are they up to? What challenges do they face? And you kind of have that conversation over a coffee or beer. I was like, I'm going to do that. That'll be my podcast. And then the pandemic hit. And I was like, ooh, my idea of doing it all in person and having these like coffee chats went out the window, which was good because logistically it was a nightmare that I didn't realize until after I started podcasting, like how much your microphone picks up if somebody drags a chair across the floor. So I switched to doing online. And again, like you, I just was having conversations. I was a little bit less selective than you. I was like, hey, if somebody's cool and interesting, I will have a conversation with them. But you're right. You just start meeting people. It starts leading to other introductions, or like you meet somebody and like, I'll meet you and I'm like, oh, you know what? I know somebody you should meet that was just on my podcast. It's a great way to introduce you to somebody. And then you realize how small your networks are, because you had Ryan Miller on your podcast the other day. And I was like, I've known Ryan, I don't even know how long I know him, but he used to sell me blueprint supplies back when they still made blueprints. You know, this was
so funny.
Really, really long. We kind of like were coming up in our careers, I guess, together in the building industry in California. And then he's doing his coaching and he's in the insurance world. Right. It's just fascinating to see people that you know from different walks of life cross paths. But the cool thing is I might be Googling Ryan, but your name's going to show up, right? And so like, what's the value of a podcast? Well, anytime you search for somebody else that I've had on my show, I'm going to show up, or vice versa. You might get connected to somebody I've had on my show. And it helps you expand your reach of who people are, what they know. And then you get a little bit of more insight of they're not just this brand, this business, but they have unique interests. So I love the idea of podcasting. I think more people should take advantage of it. I always, recommend too, like, hey, think about the people you want to get connected to, because when I was starting my podcast, I was thinking, who's going to listen to this and what topics would they care about, instead of who do I want to have conversations with that wouldn't open the door for me to begin with. And that's where I probably didn't know enough about it. But now when I tell people, like, you do a podcast, think about the people you want to have conversations with, build it around that. And then after the podcast is over, they're going to ask you, like, what's your real job? What do you do for a living? Right. And then you have a chance to tell them, and it's going to lead to fruitful conversations. I think so.
No, it's spot on. That's exactly right. And that's how it's become, quote unquote, monetized for me thus far, just organically, just genuine people who appreciated being on the show. I appreciated meeting them. I didn't try to sell them anything. At the end, we stopped the recording and they're like, thanks, man. Hey, what do you do for a living? And then we start talking and one thing leads to another. It's funny you said Ryan. I didn't know you guys were connected that I can think of. I just met him a handful of years ago, but we've become close. In fact, I pay him every month a retainer because I am his client, because every podcast episode I do, he and his back office production team, they are the editing back office team for my podcast. So when I record a podcast, I shoot it over to him, and he puts it on iTunes and Spotify and does my website. So it's just a small world. We're talking about podcasts, and you mentioned Ryan. I'm like, that's just weird.
Yeah, that is funny. And what's interesting, when I was starting my podcast, I actually met with him and he gave me a bunch of tips to get started, because I was like, I think I'm gonna do a podcast. He's like, go check out Anchor, just go get this lapel mic, just do that. I was like, wow, that was just a wealth of information he just kind of dropped out there. So we're giving Ryan a lot of plugs here. We should probably put his link in the chat.
We'll tag him in the do the timestamp. Ryan, right around 20 minutes, you start getting plugged.
Yeah. Anyways, I do want to ask you, what does it mean to you to be all in?
You know, it's funny because my definition of that years ago would be different than it is now. So I like my definition now a lot better. My definition these days to be all in is just to be you. You know, people always say be you. Everybody else is taken. I'm unabashedly a fan of the Orioles. I'm a family man. I don't care what people think when it comes to a lot. Heck, just a couple days ago, I don't know if you saw it. I was proud of my myself, which is not often when it comes to fitness. And I hit the gym hard, and I've gone 300 days without missing a workout, and I've lost 25 pounds. And I completed the 75 hard challenge, and I put a half naked picture of myself up on LinkedIn, of all places. Talk about people not being open, and I didn't care. And it was it was so gratifying. And I trust me, you don't want to see me at the beach in LA, but my point is, it's just me. If you can relate, then you're going to want to potentially talk to me and do business with me. If you can't relate, then we're not going to connect, and that's okay.
I love that because people see you uniquely you, and they go, oh, if you can do it, I can do it. If I can build a brand, if I can showcase a personal side of me, I can. It's not like Instagram filters and everything's like polished and professional. We're just like, oh, how am I going to start building my business and building my voice if I'm not all perfect? And I think having people show like we struggle with the same things, like we're challenged with the same things. It's not always perfect and polished, but you know what? We're all human. And if we can relate to a human, that might not change somebody's idea to do business with you, but it could change their life to realize like, hey, I don't have to be scared to put myself out there. If somebody else is putting themselves out there, I can put myself out there, and that's impactful. So I do really love that answer. Be uniquely you. Nobody else can be that person. So that being said, we do have to have a little bit of a business conversation. You talked about being in insurance. So I do want to get, well, screw it. We can even say, who do you want to listen to your podcast? The question is, who's that audience that you really want to get connected to, that those people that really you resonate with, they resonate with you, and it just feels like a match made in heaven?
Well, business wise, I need my connection that I look for is somebody in the employee benefits space that focuses in the area of health insurance and medical healthcare, which is, believe it or not, I'm in the insurance space, but it's not my specific focus. So we partner with them; they become our clients. And that's who I spend time interacting with and talking to. Not in a disrespectful way at all, but I'm connected with people all over the world, and somebody in a different country might like that the US is celebrating National Cupcake Day or whatever, and they might comment and I might engage. Heck, I might even hop on a Zoom call and meet them. That's great. But I don't really see short term how that's going to connect to actual business and money. But I just like having conversations with great people. I look at LinkedIn as an example. I look at it as the largest free worldwide networking site, where I don't have to buy dinner or lunch or breakfast. I don't have to have an admission ticket. I don't have to pay to park. So why would I go into LinkedIn and only want to have conversations with you and Ryan and people that I know? I want to talk to you guys, but it's smarter to have the mass majority of my conversations with total strangers. No different than back when we were in high school. We probably went to prom or went to a dance, and we only spent time talking to the people we knew. That's not how it's supposed to be. That's not how it works. You want to meet other people. You can talk to your friends anytime. You don't have to see them at the networking event. So I've always been a big proponent of that at networking events. So I look at it the same way with LinkedIn. So I spend most of my time learning and meeting and getting to know other people, and you really just never know where it's going to go. Just like you mentioned, I had no idea you knew Ryan. How on earth would I even know that? And the fact is, even if I noticed you were connected on LinkedIn, and I was too, I still never would have connected the dots that you knew him, because we're all connected with similar people.
Yep. That's amazing how that is. And it's fascinating how these complete strangers you meet on LinkedIn end up becoming, casual conversations, which turns into like a semi-virtual friendship. And then, next thing you know, you're collaborating and doing business with people. So I love your answers and your take on that. So very cool. So where can people go if they want to get connected to you and learn more?
Sure. So follow my hashtag, Rockstar is rockin'. anywhere on social media. Rockstarsrocking.com is for the podcast. Voluntary Disruption is the name of my business, voluntarydisruption.com. That's my website. But the best and easiest way to get me is right on LinkedIn. DM me and let's connect if we're not already connected.
Awesome stuff. So that's all there listed in the show notes. So be sure to connect to Eric. If you do reach out, you do have a conversation with him, let him know you heard about him on the All In podcast with Nate Peo. So thank you so much for coming on the show here, Eric.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Make it a great day.
Yeah.